OCD is known as obsessive compulsive disorder, and the diagnostic criteria is right there in the name along with it. So it goes into obsessive thoughts and compulsive disorders are the criteria, the common symptoms of having OCD. And from there, it also gets into where it's maladaptive and to where it's persistently occurring. So, for it to be an obsessive thought, let's take the example of biting your nails, right? Or not even biting, just constantly having that nail maintenance, okay? So if I'm having this obsessive thought of, oh, my nails are too long, my nails are too long, and I'm just obsessing over that thought, I'm constantly having that, then my compulsive behavior for that is going to be to always be trying to fix my nails. Whether it's biting, whether it's picking, whether it's clipping, whatever, I'm going to continue doing that until my nails are like to the quick, to the nub, basically. Okay, which is not only maladaptive, but it's a very persistently occurring to me, which is how it has to be for it to be classified as a disorder under the obsessive compulsiveness, excuse me. So for myself, I like to count my money in a very specific way. I like for it to be facing up, and I like it to be the base of them at the right? Now, that's not really a disorder. That's just me wanting my things to be proper because it's not maladaptive to me as a person, it's not harmful. That's where the line gets pretty drawn as to where some people say, oh, I have OCD tendencies. No, you just kind of like things to be in a particular way, and that's fine. It's just important that we understand that OCD is its own issue that needs to be dealt with and addressed in a proper manner. And OCD, it's with it being persistent, it's not just a one-time thing. So say if I'm going to bed late at night because I'm doing all this homework, if I have all this homework and I'm doing it in a very perfect and a very meticulous way for one night, but I don't get much sleep, right? Then that's my one-time occurrence. That's just something that can happen. But to where it gets to OCD would be to where you're so obsessed with this homework, to where you're having that obsessive thought, to where you're getting the compulsive behavior along with it to get everything exactly right, and you're losing all this sleep over it. You can't wake up for your 9:30 psych class and stuff like that. That's never gets to be more of a problem for somebody. And it's really important that you have that pretty fine line. And along with that, a one-time occurrence isn't just like for that. A one-time occurrence could trigger someone having OCD. So we're just going to keep using the nail biting example. So if I went to shake someone's hand, right? I went to go hang up my buddy, and I do that, but I scratch him really hard, and he's like, "Ow, man, what the heck?" I'm not gonna want to have these long nails at any point anymore. I'm always gonna be obsessed with them. Like, how long are my nails? I can't scratch anybody, and I can't have that. I'm gonna keep them down. So that one event is gonna keep me from doing it in that way for so long. So then from there, these OCD tendencies tend to come a lot when the younger teens and younger 20s, that this kind of age range that we're all in right now, that my generation's in, my age gap, right? It's 1 to 3% of the general population has it. Now, OCD isn't incurable or anything, but it's very important that we know the why, and that it can be caused by conditioning, cognition, and biological aspects like most other disorders. In these conditioning aspects, like I had said, it's you can have that generalization, that reinforcement. So whenever my friend said "ow" whenever I scratched him, that's that reinforcement of, oh, that's a really bad thing. That generalization of, oh, that one time that I did it bad, every other time can be bad if I don't have my nails perfectly how they need to be at that point. For cognition, that goes into more observation. So say if I have a friend who's got their nails and they're always neat, then I can be able to be more obsessed with that as well. As a biological factor, it can lead into more genetic transfer of things. Like say if both of my parents have OCD, then that can get transferred to me. Say my dad likes to mow the lawn a very unhealthy amount, or my mom likes to make a ridiculous amount of time painting and getting things very correct, to where it takes up too much of their time and they're not able to do things that they need to be, like eating or sleeping, is whenever it can get to be a bad thing. And it's important that we understand the why of why people have these disorders. It's important that we can understand that if they were conditioned into it, if they were, it's a biological factor, if it's a cognitive factor, it's important that we understand why that these people have these conditions rather than just classifying them as having OCD and then putting them on a pill for it and then not really addressing it or just segregating them into something else. It's important that we know why and that we're able to address it so that way people are able to recover better.